Hey, Kentucky, this is Mary Jo Perino. Tonight, Papa John unloads on those now in charge of the pizza chain. A proposed law would allow employers to discriminate against smokers. And UK basketball takes a hit in the latest polls. All that and more is next on Hey, Kentucky. Welcome to Hey, Kentucky. Former Lexington City Councilman Kevin Stinnett is my co-host tonight. Who's your shout out?
Shout out tonight is everyone who should have took their turkey out of the freezer yesterday. Take them out. It's time for Thanksgiving.
It is almost here. We are so excited. But we got to begin with a wild TV interview from Louisville's John Schnatter, claiming he was set up to fail. The founder of Papa John's Pizza, who was cast aside from leadership of his own company at the opened up during an exclusive sit-down interview with WDRB TV in Louisville. Now, in 2018, Schnatter resigned after he admitted using a racial slur during a conference call. But he says he did it to convey his hatred of racism and was quoting another famous founder. Papa John says insiders used it as an opportunity to push him out, and now he's willing to name names. Schnatter says Steve Ritchie, Olivia Kirtley, the board of directors all used the black community and race as a way to steal the company. They stole the company, and now they've destroyed the company. That's a quote. He also told WDRB, Olivia Kirtley and Mark Shapiro should be in jail. It's that bad. What they've done is just wrong, and they've hurt a lot of people. And he said, stay tuned for a day of reckoning. Schnatter also talks about changes since he left, saying, quote, I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days, and it's not the same pizza. It's not the same product. It just doesn't taste as good. The way they're making the pizza is just not fundamental to what makes a Papa John's pizza. Kevin, the day of reckoning is going to be about his stomach after eating 40 pizzas in 30 days.
Who does that? 40 pizzas in 30 days? You must have a big family.
So what do you make of him saying a day of reckoning is coming and that the truth shall set everyone free?
You would think he would have had his day of reckoning back when all this happened. Why wait till now? If there's truths out there that he should have got out back then, why now?
And he's still not saying it. He's still saying, oh, it'll happen. Just stay tuned, stay tuned. He looks crazy as a jaybird.
If I owned a multi-million-dollar company, I would have brought it out a long time ago.
Yeah, 40 pizzas, 30 days. That is something. All right, a proposed law in Frankfurt would crack down on smokers and make it harder for them to keep a job or land a new one. Since 1990, smokers who work in Kentucky have been afforded protection from discrimination that already existed for other factors such as race, age, color, sex, religion, national origin, or disability. But Senate Bill 33 would eliminate that protection, allowing employers to fire a smoker, prevent them from getting a job, or make a job offer conditional on them kicking the habit. One health advocate says this law could make things harder for the state's poor, who have the highest rate of smokers and tend to be less healthy in general. Kentucky has the second highest smoking rate in the country. Kevin, is this discriminatory?
No, it shouldn't even have been in that bill along with race, religion, and those other items. It is nothing compared to those things. And I don't have a problem with it being taken back out because it really doesn't help businesses or hurt them at the same time. I think it's an individual choice what you do at home. I'm not sure how a business could even police that.
But they can say, we won't hire you because you do smoke.
Well, we charge more for health insurance if you smoke. There's a lot of things already against the smokers, and it's trying to protect their health. So I think it's up to the individual business owners to make that decision.
Yeah, I just sometimes struggle with, I feel like we always do things to make it more difficult on people who already have a tough time getting jobs. Sometimes the lower income folks, I just don't want there to be any more put on them. But I understand doing it. All right. Congressman Andy Barr is back in Lexington this week and talking about what else, the biggest story in Washington. Barr appeared on WVLK radio this morning and was asked about the ongoing impeachment investigation of President Trump. He recalled an encounter he had with an everyday citizen while visiting EKU.
He said, we need to stop this impeachment baloney and get back to doing the work of the American people. And he self-identified as a Democrat. And I think, look, there are people who dislike the president. There are people who love the president. And we've got both kinds of people in my congressional district. I hear it. But I think by and large, most people, not just Republicans, not just supporters of the president, I think a lot of people want the Congress and Washington to get back to doing the work of the American people.
Barr went on to defend the president, saying that Donald Trump, quote, not only had the authority to withhold U.S. foreign aid to Ukraine, but had the legal obligation to do so. Kevin, nothing really new. I didn't think Andy Barr was going to come out in favor of impeachment.
Well, obviously it's a divided issue. We saw hearings last week. A report's supposed to come out. But I think what he's referring to, Congressman Barr, is the Democrats actually voted for a law, along with the GOP, to require the president or give him the authority that he could withhold aid should there be a scandal or some kind of wrongdoing in another country.
But is it always the of your political foe? Was that part left off the bill?
Well, no, I think, again, this is a very divisive issue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's going anywhere. What I know, 2 facts from this, he had a phone call and it was to Ukraine. What happened after that? It's all over the map.
All right, let's stay with politics. Inauguration plans are in place for Governor-elect Andy Beshear. Events will take place December 10th and will begin with a breakfast and worship service, followed by a parade through downtown Frankfort at 10 a.m. Kentucky teachers will take part in the parade. The swearing-in ceremony will be at 2:30 on the Capitol steps, followed by an open house and later a march and ball. LEX 18 News sat down for a one-on-one interview with Beshear at the Capitol yesterday, talking about a ton of things, including everything from why he wants the job to the biggest challenges he will likely face.
We're always going to have budgetary challenges. We're always going to have at least one person somewhere that might not be in this spirit of cooperation we got to build, but we can work with that. We can address those challenges. And if we take on every single challenge coming from the right place, again, even if we disagree, coming from the right place, that I believe we can address each and every one.
I think his biggest challenge, Kevin, is just going to be able to work with the Senate, House, and Senate Republicans.
No question he's going to have a tough time getting anything through there. But I hope this is a first step and maybe a restart for our state. We really need to start working together. Too many big issues. He's going to face some of the issues, think about this, that his dad faced when he came into office. Don't you think it's about time we start working together? And hopefully the GOP will come with an open mind, but the Democrats have to as well. We've got to change this for our state.
Absolutely. While Andy Beshear looks ahead to serving in the governor's mansion, the current administration has been pondering Matt Bevins' legacy. A spokesperson says Bevins shattered economic development records, removed red tape, protected the unborn, and fully funded the state pension system. But his fellow Republicans are already saying Bevin blew a chance to give them total control of state government. They're also trying to take more credit for conservative victories on issues like right-to-work legislation, charter schools, and eliminating the prevailing wage on construction projects. Of course, folks from both sides of the aisle point to Bevins' coarse comments about the state's teachers and others for the huge unpopularity he experienced while in office. And Kevin, I think that in itself overshadows anything almost anything good that he did, truly. I really think that's what his legacy will be.
Let this be a lesson for our kids and people who are getting into politics. Yes, he did do good. Economic development, funded the state pension fully for the first time in a long time.
In a long time.
But when you start attacking people and the insults and continue to do it and not apologize about it, that's what cost his faith.
Absolutely. I think if he had been just run on his record and not been such a complete and utter jerk, I don't think Andy Beshear would be governor.
I agree. You can't treat people like that and expect them to overlook
No.
everything good.
No.
You know, we have that on a national level now, and now it crept into our state. It's time to move on.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some Kentucky basketball. As the team is 3-0 over the past week, but the new AP college basketball poll came out. The Cats remain number 9 in the eyes of the voters. The top 10 remain largely unchanged, with Duke, Louisville, and Michigan State still in the top 3 spots. However, Kentucky fell out of the top 10 in the coaches poll. The team dropped 1 spot to number 11, a few below their CBS Sports Classic opponent, Ohio State, and 1 spot ahead of their Big 12 SEC Challenge foe, Texas Tech. I'm okay with that, Kevin. I don't know that we're the 9th best team in college basketball anyways right now, and I'm okay with taking a little hit.
No, we're not. We're number 1. We should be number 1. We shouldn't have dropped it all.
We were number 1, and then we lost.
We should still be there, but I don't have a problem with it either. You know, it's early. These next couple games will tell a big test with Ohio State coming up, and then the big
Ohio
one.
State's really good.
They really are.
I mean, they may be a really under the radar team this year.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough foe, along with Louisville right around the corner.
Oof. It's Louisville Hate Week already for football. Up next on Hey Kentucky, this holiday week always brings a reflection of what we're thankful for. Who better to put things in perspective than our friends from the New Circle Circular? Their annual Thanksgiving piece is coming up after the break.